Hello YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Welcome to the live coverage of the Outlaw Sim Series race number 436 here at the virtual Road America. Devin Zimmerman is along with me in the booth. I'm Emerson Arden, and we join you tonight from the beautiful virtual Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Just 60 miles north of Milwaukee and 50 miles south of Green Bay, the streets of the village in Elkhart Lake started hosting sports car races after World War II, and in the 1960s, they transitioned to a permanent race course just outside the village. A 4-mile, 14-turn high-speed course just outside the village that has seen it all: NASCAR, IMSA, IndyCar, Superbikes, and more, amounting to over 400 events a year. Road America's Park Lake grounds offer amazing viewing opportunities and high-speed excitement to hundreds of thousands of spectators each year. And that being said, let's see how to navigate this challenging circuit. Alright, welcome to the Road America track guide. We're going down the front straightaway here. We grab fourth gear right after the start finish. You're going to look for that sign on the right side and be hard on the binders here. Down to third, down to second. You're going to want a wide arc from the left side of the road to the right side. Clip that inside curbing. You're going to set yourself up for turn number 3 here. Turn number 2 almost non-existent. That little curb right there. Going to be braking right there as the wall jets out. Get all the way down to second gear, clip this apex, and then be on your way out. Again, 2 wide apexes to start turns 1 and 3. Here, turn 4, almost non-existent. You're just going to straight line this straight away, get up to high gear. Right about there. You're going to be fourth gear. You're going to look for this on this right side. The 5 right there, going to be hard on the brakes once again. One of the heaviest braking zones on the circuit. All the way down to first gear. Again, wide entry on the right side of the road. Clip that left side apex back on the exit. Use all that curbing to give you on the outside. Right here before the red marks on the right side, you're going to be hitting the brakes. Back down to first gear. Clip this inside apex. Back on the gas once again. You can look right here. Brake a little bit before just having a hard right turn through turn 7. Clip that apex again. Curbing on exit all the way down turn number 8. Don't even shift to third. At the top of second, hit the brakes hard. Back down to first gear. Clip this apex on the inside. Be back on the gas once again for the carousel. The carousel is a tricky corner here. You're going to be about quarter to half throttle most of the way around. Can let this car drift up a little wide here at the center of the corner. Then straight line via exit to carry all that speed on exit. Find this curbing on the exit and set yourself up on the left side for the kink. And brake at the 2. And then work your way down to that inside curbing there. Kind of get to that outside curbing if you can. Don't worry about it too much. You're going to set yourself up for a great speed here through to Canada corner. Brake before you get to this first sign on the left-hand side. All the way down to second gear. Again, wide entry. Clip the apex. Wide exit. Use this exit pavement there. Set yourself up for turn 13 here on the right side. Clip this curbing. Turn 13 is deceiving. You want to don't hit that curbing on the left side there in 13. It'll spin you out here 14. Brake at the little sign there. And again, wide and straight line this exits. All about wide entries and straight line exits as you're here back onto the front straightaway here. And that is a lap around Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. And that is a lap around this beautiful 4-mile circuit. And with this 4-mile circuit comes many, many challenges. And Devin, what are going to be some of the trouble spots tonight? Part of that challenge of this road course.
Yeah, thanks for that, Emerson, and welcome everyone. Some challenges for this road course are really going to be that first turn, mainly on the restart, as these guys are going to be hurling down this long front straightaway, with picking up probably the most speed that they're going to have in the whole lap, and then they have to go down to almost a 90-degree corner in turn 1. Also turn 3, because you can use turn 1 to set up a pass into turn 3. And turn 3 is very narrow off the corner there, so it's easy to get into each other and have an accident there. Also, coming down into turn number 5 is another good passing opportunity. We could see a lot of incidents there, guys probably wheel hopping, trying to get a run, late braking, stuff like that. So we'll definitely see some incidents there, I suspect. Also in turn number 8, right before the carousel of 9 and 10. Turn number 8 is proving to be a little bit of a challenge for these guys. Really easy to overdrive that corner, getting yourself set up nicely to pull a lot of speed into the carousel. And then also the infamous Canada corner, turn number 12, another high speed entry corner where you're carrying a lot of speed from the carousel and the kink down into Canada corner. You got to get on the brakes, pretty hard there just to make that turn. And I mean, I think those are probably the most trouble spots that we'll see. I'm sure some other guys will have some issues at different corners. There are 14 of them. It is a very long lap, but I have to say, probably apart from the corners, I think the biggest challenge is going to be mental toughness. I mean, we said it last week at Talladega. You had to have, mental toughness for that track just to survive and know when to go and, know how to be patient and make your moves when you need to. This week, it's all going to be about hitting your marks and hitting every single turn the best you can, not going off the track. It is very narrow. And I think that is going to be probably the most difficult thing for these drivers this week.
That it will be for sure. And I think it's important to mention, I'm not going to get into this too much, just of course have opened my Twitter today and have noticed, many tweets in this direction. I just want to, make sure Noah Sweet knows that we love and support, all of his work he's done for the iRacing and the NASCAR community in general with his amazing graphics designs and paint schemes he's made. Not entirely sure what's going on, so I'm not going to comment too much more on it, but just want to say hashtag we love Lefty. And another
Yeah,
thing,
I would like to echo that remark too. Hope that he's doing okay. I know that some stuff was going down. We were talking about it before we came on air. Just hope everything's good there, and just let him know. Yeah, we have your back, bud.
yes, sir. Us, along with many others, Twitter is flooding with hashtag We Love Lefty tweets, and that would be amazing to get it to trending. And if he comes back and sees that, I think that would be just one little mark on just how much support he can get out of this community. There's bad people out there, but there's a whole ton of good ones as well. Moving on, I do want to say this is coming straight down from the big boss up top. Yeah, we are taking applications for a race control position so that it is not falling back to us two in the booth. And unfortunately, our league owner, Adam Gardner, he's usually racing with us. He's decided to step down tonight and become the part-time race controller until we can find a full-time race controller for us to just maintain restart rules and cautions and all that. And so if you are interested in being a race controller for the Outlaw Sim series and you have the Xfinity card and you have an iRacing membership, go ahead and comment down below if you don't have access to contact Adam Gardner. But yeah, we are looking for race control. That being said, the qualifying session has wrapped up, and Devin, I think we got to talk about this top half of the grid.
Yeah, I mean, some good laps putting down the top three. I mean, decently close for a track of this size, and then there's a little bit of a gap back to fourth place. But I would like to take this chance to give out our Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award to Adrian Schumacher. He has won the Pratt Tile and Stone Award. The Pratt Tile and Stone, they're in Burlington, Vermont. They've been in business since 2003. So again, we've talked about it all season on his generous contributions to a fellow iRacer in this league. And we would like to extend his pole award each and every race. So congratulations to Adrian Schumacher on that award. Starting next to him will be the 7 car of Malenko. In third place, we will have the 77 of Seth Berger. In fourth place, the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman. In fifth place, the 95 of Devin Smith. In sixth place, the 42 of Tyler Markle. In seventh place, the 81 of Max Service. In eighth place, the 75 of Andrew Pratt running. And ninth place, the 33 of James Gilliard. And 10th place, the number 18 car of Joshua McClune. and Emerson will take us through the second half of the field.
Right on. So here in row 6, again, we have the number 1 of Dan Park, starting alongside him the 89 of Kevin Thompson. Behind him, how about the 93 of Andrew St. Cyr and the 51 of John Mickey. Following behind them would be Adam Gardner. He joined as a driver today, so he's accidentally taking up that grid spot, but that just means the 24 of Jason Miz will move up behind the 93 of St. Cyr and the 29 of Brandon Richardson. We did fix that on the iRacing timing and scoring. You can see that on the timing there on your the left-hand side of your screen. So hope we got it right this time. Behind them, we'll have the 4 of Jacob Zala, the 13 of Doug Soames, and in the final row, we'll have the 11 of James Filippi and the 48 of Garrett Velzy.
Yeah, 20-car field for this race as they take off on their pace lap. They'll have 1 lap until we go green. Hopefully we won't have any more pace laps here, as the pace laps do take a very, very long time. We might be able to possibly get a real quick interview if you would like.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, let's see. Who would you like to talk to?
Let's talk to our Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award winner if we can.
Sure thing. And let's see if he's up for it. Hey, Adrian, this is the Outlaws booth. You got a copy? I know.
What was he asking?
We're looking to see if we can get an interview with you on this pace lap before we get going.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. So you qualified on pole. You set a pretty good time throughout this week. You weren't sure if you were going to make it, but you eventually did make it. How you feeling?
Nervous.
Rightfully so. You got fast cars behind you. Who's the car you're going to worry about the most maybe on this start?
I know I think that's the 7, but throughout the race it's going to be 777.
Right on. Devin, you got anything?
I just want to say congratulations on the pole award. I wish you luck during the race. Is there any tricks or anything that you have to get around this track as quickly as you do, or anything you could let the fans know about this track in your opinion?
Well, I bought the track yesterday. Kind of new to iRacing, but I don't know. I guess don't have that wreck mentality or something.
All right, well, that sounds great. It's amazing that you just got the track and you're already running some quick lap times. Just shows the talent that you have. Wish you luck for the race. We'll let you get back down and go racing here.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man.
And that was, again, our Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award winner, our pole sitter driver to number 82, Mr. Adrian Schumacher. And he'll be starting on that right-hand side of the front straightaway. Well, from the camera we'll be looking at on the right-hand side. And Malik will be to his outside. And Malik goes pretty fast. Did not show up as much as we expected him to 3 weeks ago at Auto Club Road Course. This could be his redemption round. Of course, speaking about road courses, the last road course we went to was dominated by Joseph Cossey. Then, with his mechanical failure, if you will, was pretty much handed to the 42 of Tyler Markle. So you cannot count Tyler out of this one either, being he is our one and only road course winner thus far this season. But the field working through Canada Corner, now 13, on the way to turn 14. It's time to get to it here at Road America.
Yeah, just like real quick, as he said, I am looking for that 7 car and the 77 car, both Malico and Seth Berger, to put up a fight here in these opening laps, try and get in front and dictate this pace. But they are coming out of turn 14. Emerson, I'll let you have the call.
Yes, sir. And that Porsche iRacing safety car pulls off into the pit lane. Up the hill we go. There was a predetermined restart zone. And there it is. We are green from Road America. Malenko off to a great start, trying to clear Schumacher. I think he's going to do it. Heading down to turn number 1, he's clear. Everybody else double wide behind him. They're going to want to try to get single files. It makes this corner easier. Malenko clears to the race lead ahead of Schumacher. Side by side behind him is Seth Berger and Jeremiah Stutzman. Stutzman falls back to 4th now into the clutches of the 42 of Tyler Markle. Devin Smith secures himself into 6th, but under a lot of pressure from the 75 of Andrew Pratt as they come out of turn number 3 to head down the long straightaway here. Turn number 4 on the way to turn number 5. Schumacher bumping the 7 of Malenko down the straightaway. This should be a very fun turn 5.
Yeah, he's trying to get Malenko unsettled as they come in. A great start by Malenko to get this lead. Also, another great start by the 42 of Markle. He's already up to 4th place from starting in 6th. A great start for these two drivers. I know that the 82 of Schumacher was concerned about the 7 car, and it does look like, I'm not sure what happened exactly to the 82, but he might have missed a shift or just got off the line a little slowly, and Malenko was able to get that lead going into 1.
Well, if there was any funny business on this restart, we do have race controller, league owner Adam Gardner on the in race control tonight, so he can take a look at that start if necessary. But from what I can tell, Malenko did that all clean and fair and on. I just, maybe Schumacher just maybe started in the wrong gear or something. I really don't know what happened. They make it through the kink nice and smooth, but again, Schumacher, the fastest time I've seen this week has been out of Schumacher and not Malenko. So I can't say that Schumacher won't find the speed to at least pile on the pressure on the 7 as we get into this race.
I think in race pace, these two were very, very equal, with the 77 and the 42 right behind them. I look for them to try and not let these two in front of them, the 7 and the 82 car, to get away. It does look like Seth Berger is hanging on very well into that 3rd place.
See, Brandon Richardson is slow. We'll take a quick replay here. It's coming through turn number 12. And this is a trouble spot because it's such a height. You're going so fast, though, and he wheel hopped it. Spun to the inside. That's actually rare. We don't see many cars spin to the inside of turn 12. They usually go straight off into that gravel trap and tire barrier.
Yeah, the fact that he kept that out of the wall right there is very, very, very good. Don't want too much damage this early in a race, especially this long of a race. You can get a little bit of time to get the car fixed, since these guys don't have fast repairs and you need to sit in the pits. But to be it on lap 1, that's not a good way to start the race for anyone. Does look like this battle for the lead is right where we left off. The 82 of Schumacher right behind the 7 of Malenko. Schumacher gets a great run off of turn 5 heading into turn 6. Not going to be able to complete it this time, though, as they will head into turn 7 and turn 8.
Yeah, these two are nose to tail, and I can only see this battle getting even tougher as the tires get old. Garrett Velzy in a gravel trap. We get a replay. Oh, that's off of turn 5. See if we can get a replay here. Here's coming through turn number 4. We'll see what happens here. And oh wow, he didn't brake.
Yeah, I said that might be one of the trouble spots. He gets a little bit of the wall there, not too much. He shouldn't be hampered too much by that contact with the wall. It looks like he tried to use it just to slow the car down. I'm not sure if just got on it too hard and started to wheel hop, but we're going to see a lot more of that, I'm sure, throughout this race.
Definitely so. There is quite the battle going on here for the 14th position. Jason Miz just getting hounded by James Filippi. This is the closest battle on track as I scratched that. Gilliard and Thompson got into a little scruff right here. Thompson gets up to P9 over Gilliard. Must have been a beautiful overtake. I don't know what it looked like, but we'll see it here on the way to turn number 12.
Had a beautiful run coming up to turn 12. Took the inside line and outbroke him, just late braking there. It almost looked like, if you watch F1, Daniel Ricciardo move there. The last of the late breakers. Great move there.
So Brendan Richardson's off the track again. Turn 12, already catching him out twice. He's 0 for 2 in turn 12. Hopefully he can get it through. Oh, wow. Yeah, hopefully he can get that corner nailed down soon.
Yeah, that's Canada corner there. You know,
Oh! St. Cor's gone off. Oh, keep it out the wall! Oh, man.
oh, just a little nudge. We're seeing all kinds of action. Just guys missing turns. That was turn 1, I believe.
Yeah, that was. Oh, wow. Look at that. He had to cut the course to not hit Miz and Filippi.
Just a brake failure, possibly. You know.
Oh, Kevin Thompson went off the track as well.
Oh, after I just complimented him on making a great move for position over Miz there, I believe it was, or Gilliard. Sorry, Gilliard.
Mm-hmm.
He loses it, man. This track's starting to catch everybody out, except these front four, you know, staying really pretty close. They have the 7 and the 782 and 77 have opened up a little bit of a gap on Tyler Markle now. That gap is, I believe, about 8 seconds that they've opened up. But the fact that these three are staying as close as they are, I mean, this could provide, you know, we don't want to see a guy run away with it, but, you know, that just, yeah, if he is better, then of course. But the fact that we have this good of a battle for the lead is really encouraging for the rest of this race.
Yes, that is. You know, I I'll tell you this. Had the opportunity to broadcast or produce a Road America race last Tuesday for the Operation E Motorsports, and I mentioned this even though they're a different league here on iRacing. I have to mention them. I think the cause is really beautiful. Operation E Motorsports is the iRacing series of the actual Operation Motorsports, where they take veterans of the military and they give them the chance to compete in real life racing events throughout the nation and actually throughout the world. And you know, because of the pandemic, they've gone virtual, and it's just a beautiful story when we get to interview some of the beneficiaries in that series who have served and hear some of their stories. I'm not going to go into details, but just some of the challenges those drivers have to even compete in those 1 hour races at Road America. Back to the point, I fought that race because of they're running the Mazda MX-5s, the little Mazda Miatas, as Malenko goes a little wide through 5 and Schumacher right on him. They're going to be side by side up the hill to turn 6. Really quick, going to wrap this up. They're driving little Mazda Miatas. Those cars are slow, to be fair, just on the surface. And this track is really long. I didn't think that was going to be a great racing product, and man, I was so wrong. The first place battle, the third place, the fifth place, and even the back of the field. Amazing battles all hour long, and I'm just hoping that that's what's going to happen here with these NASCAR Xfinity stock cars. That's also my 2-for-1 special. They're trying to, you know, advertise that series because we broadcast it on Pit Stop TV, and it does not get the viewing that it deserves. They get actual high-class interviews. When we broadcasted last week at Road America, we actually had the Road America president on the broadcast while they qualified and had an interview with him and everything. As the battle for the lead continues to rage on, Malenko trying to defend against Schumacher. Side by side at Canada corner. Who's going to break first?
It looks like Schumacher pulled out there, decided against that move. I thought he was pretty close to having that move completed. He could have stuck it in there, but maybe just thinking, you know, it's lap 4, a little too early. I'll save the car a little bit, make sure that, you know, we don't tangle up each other here this early in the race.
Yeah, they're starting to open up a little bit of a gap to Seth Berger. Now, what's interesting to me is Tyler Markle is 9 seconds behind. I can't see him falling that far behind. Side by side across the start finish line. Malenko at the lap, but Schumacher gets it after the line, side by side to turn 1.
Malenko late on the brakes, dives into turn 1. Can he make it? He does. Oh, good defensive move there by the 7 car as they go into turn 1. I think Schumacher's just being a little bit conservative here. The opening laps, just kind of testing the waters, seeing what moves he can accomplish, where he's faster than the 7 car. Looks like he's going to try and get him again here as they come in to turn number 5. Malenko pulls over to block the move.
Ooh. Oh man, everybody, you saw them. Those little
Yeah.
oh wow, those little swerves as they're in braking. Those are wheel hops that they're having to correct and keep the car straight. Itty bitty wheel hops, but man, those upset the car so much. If you got to hold the wheel very very tight to keep those cars under control when it's wheel hopping.
Yeah, and this battle has allowed Seth Berger to catch back up a little bit to this battle for the lead.
Oh, Malenko, oh man, turn 8, that has been my personal trouble spot when I run laps around here. And every time I see a driver go through, I kind of wince because I know how many wrecked race cars I've had through that corner.
Yeah, I highlighted that one as a big trouble spot. That one seemed to be catching a lot of these guys out during practice, and I wouldn't be surprised if we keep seeing that corner be a
Oh,
very big
Schumacher!
trouble spot. Ooh, in the grass coming out of Canada corner.
Out of the kink on the way to Canada corner.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Right.
that was the kink. My fault.
Yeah, that's all right. That was wild. The Schumacher, he's trying. He knows he's faster than Malenko. We can see he is faster than Malenko. It's at most points on this racetrack, but Malenko's doing a beautiful job at defending.
Yeah, I think Malenko knows that he needed to get out front in lap 1, and then once he was out front, he needed to defend like his life depended on it, just to keep Schumacher behind him for most of the race, and he's doing a very, very beautiful job of that right now. Schumacher has had a couple of runs. He's got another good run here as they come into turn 1. Let's see if he steps out of line.
All right, on board with Adrian Schumacher. Oh, look at that run. A little bit of contact side by side into turn 3. Schumacher, Malenko outbreaks him. More contact. Can they keep it on the pavement? Oh, man.
It looks like he's going to have it done here as they come into turn 5. This did allow Seth Berger to close right back up on him, though. I think that this move is completed. It does look like it. Malenko stepped out a little bit. Seth Berger sticks his nose in there, but he goes a little wide.
This might be it for Malenko. If he doesn't get his head down now, he might lose this race right here. It's going to be very hard to chase down Schumacher once he gets out to a lead.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Malenko already about 9/10 behind there, it says on the scoring. I think he's a little bit closer than that. He's closed it back up just a tad. But yeah, I think you're right.
Tyler Markle's gone off. Let's see what happened. It was, I think, coming out of turn 6. He might have gone on the throttle a little early. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, able to keep it out of the wall. These guys are doing a real good job. They are spinning out a little bit. Able to keep it out of the wall for the most part and continue on, not have to pit for repairs this early in the race. We are only on lap number 6. So
Man.
still quite a ways to go.
I just watched Schumacher. He is driving the wheels off that thing. He almost missed Canada corner. And I think if you're going to be fast here, you have to drive like that, honestly. If you're not driving like that, you're not setting fast enough lap times to be competitive. And I think he knows that. That's racing. You have to be on the edge 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's like that at every track. With these cars, though, they're like we talked about it at Auto Club. These cars are just so big and heavy for these road courses. They're hard to slow down. They're hard to get the power back on the rear wheels. The car just wants to step out of line. Whether you're on the brakes or you're on the power, you got to just drive like you have an egg under the throttle pedal. And, I mean, that's an expression that a lot of race car drivers use for road courses to get back on the power, and it's so true because the car just will step out of line at any chance it can. It's so hard to control. But, the fact that these guys are able to control it for the most part, not have as many accidents as Seth Berger here looking into turn number 5. He's going to step back out of it, though. But it does look like Malenko has lost quite a bit of the pace that he had to start the race.
You know what I think it is? I think he used up his tires a lot more than Schumacher had to. These tires, they get worn very quickly around America because it is a 4-mile track. We ran 6 6 laps. That is 24 miles. That's a lot of rubber you've just taken off your tires, and all these, heavy braking zones. If you lock up, you're hurting your tire wear even more. This is very, very aggressive on tire wear here. That 6-7 laps in, if you ran the official races in these cars a couple of weeks ago, you noticed you have to adjust your braking zones halfway through that 15-lap event, and this is 3 times that 15-lap event we had in the officials a couple of weeks back. And back to your point about having to drive these cars as if there's an egg under the throttle. The hardest thing, but I think the most commendable thing, is the drivers who are able to race hard with that mentality as well, because it is so hard to balance racing hard, racing aggressive, racing as if your life depended on it to compete for wins, but also not wrecking the car.
Yeah, that goes back to the old adage on road courses that slower is faster, which makes absolutely no sense when you say it. But going in slow to a turn to get out of the turn faster is so much. You get so much more time and make up so much more time doing that than if you were just to try to overdrive the turn and drive it, as fast as you can into the turn, and then brake hard, and then try to get as fast as you can out of the turn. It works out so more as the 51 goes into the gravel trap.
And Filippi almost followed him. Take a look at this replay here. Mickey did it. I think Filippi was going to try to brake with him, but he almost followed him into the gravel trap. Yeah, you can see the wheel hop there.
Yep, the car wheel hopping, won't turn, understeer, and off he goes. Then the 11 almost follows him.
That is wild.
But yeah, like I said, you're overdriving the turn, and that's what happens. You lock the brakes, those wheels start to hop, you have no control, you understeer off the turn, whereas if you were going just a little bit slower, you can pick up the throttle just a little bit earlier, get a good run off the turn, set up your next turn, and possibly make a pass on the guy in front of you. And that's a very, very, very hard thing to learn as a race car driver, is that kind of mentality of slower is faster. Just because you don't think about that. You think I need to be fast at all points all the time. I need to get back on the gas as fast as possible. And it's just not true, especially when we come to these road courses.
Here's the battle for 6th. Tyler Markle on Max Service P6, Markle P7. Chasing him back down after Markle's incident off of turn 6 a couple laps ago. Markle trying to put on the pressure, but Service not fazed by it at all. Another battle brewing is the battle for 12th between Dan Park and James Filippi. That is...
Oh, I just saw the 51 had an incident into turn number 5.
Let's see the replay here. Oh, he wheel hopped it, and he went around. Oh, and he collected the 4 of Zala as well.
Yeah. That's another real tricky thing. You're coming in there with a lot of speed, and it's a downhill braking zone. Really hard to get that right.
Let's see Filippi, what it's like for him to try to work his way around Dan Park.
Yeah, so they're coming out of the kink here, headed towards Canada Corner. So you put a little bit of left wheel into it to get it to the left side, coming in hard on the brakes. Turn it in sharp.
Oh, Dan went wide.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened to the 51 on the last lap. Filippi got around him that way. He does the same thing to Dan Park this time.
Wow. That is some wicked stuff. The battle for 6th is picking up, though. Once again, Markle fell back a little bit, but with the slipstream, he peaks to the inside of Service into turn 1. He's down there into turn 1. Markle trying to put on the gas. Service around the outside. Look at that run.
You know, Markle had to use a little too more brake, taking that inside line, wasn't able to get the car to turn as well. So Service gets the run off the turn, keeps that position for now. Markle should get a nice run off of turn number 3, though, down into turn number 5. The reason we call, there doesn't look like there's a turn between turn 3 and turn 5, but that little kink that you see in the background, that is turn number 4.
So, we did this last broadcast, the battle for 6, still raging on. How about the 71 of Stutzman? He's back here. Did Stutzman have a mistake? He must have. We're going to look at the replay. Stutzman's going wide. He's laying both of them by. Well, we'll go back here. I was just about to look at the chat. We'll get to that in a moment. But here comes Stutzman through turn 4 on the way down the straight. Oh, yeah, he must have made a mistake or something. Or maybe he just got caught.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see here. He's getting into turn 5.
Nah, he was taking it easy. Never mind.
Yeah, just late on the gas there. Maybe the tires are just going away on his car faster than these other guys, but they are nearing the end of this run. They're going to have to pit very soon. The gas run for this is around 13 laps, I've heard, but for tires and everything, guys are saying they want to pit maybe a lap or two earlier. So maybe we'll see guys start to come in around lap 10 or lap 11. Maybe some guys will try to stretch it out all the way, but I think
service has gone off. Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh, you're good.
That was wild. Yeah, under pressure from Tyler Markle, and I think he just got onto the brakes a little late trying to defend a position. He just went straight.
Yeah, just overdriving the turns.
Andrew Pratt.
It's really easy for us to say that up here in the booth watching it, that these guys are overdriving the turns, but you got to think about it. You have a guy pressuring you from behind, and you don't want to give up that position. You don't want to let them outbrake you, so you try to late brake as well, and it just doesn't work as well. Oh, another guy in the grass.
Yeah, that was turn 14 with Andrew Pratt.
Pratt off in the grass, turn 14. That's going to hurt his whole straightaway run. He's going to lose a lot of time. And we do have our first takers on pit road. The number 4 car of Zala is in for his stop. He's coming out of the pits now.
Kevin Thompson also had an excursion. Not quite sure where this is. It has to be turn 8. I think this is turn 8.
Yeah, that's turn 8 right before the carousel.
But yes, Jacob Zala has hit pit lane. I think he pitted for damage, to be fair. Oh, I don't know. I have not a clue, actually.
And now the 4 is missing his hood still.
Yeah, well, most of the battles have dissipated. Tyler Markle was obviously pressuring service. That battle dissipated, so I can get this quick moment to go through the chat real quick. I meant to before everything was going down. The tires wear, and people have to adjust, and some people can't catch that. But Kevin Thompson has a supporter, and Sean Thompson said, "Good luck, all go." Number 89, Kevin Thompson in the YouTube chat. Thank you for joining us. And Donovan Craddock, get to first right now, Burgers. Well, Seth Berger, he is in P3. He's not too far behind. He's 6.4 seconds behind second place driver Malenko, which means he's 8.8 behind Schumacher. So a couple mistakes in there in Berger's favor could really go a long way in helping him get that. Also, the Facebook chat has also been active, with Pam Filippi showing her support for James Filippi. So thank you for tuning in there, and of course this is also being simulcasted to my YouTube channel as well. So thank you, many thanks for joining us earlier. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, I appreciate you being here. And Schumacher's in the pit lane.
Yeah, he also came in with the 89 car of Kevin Thompson as well. Of course, we saw Kevin Thompson struggling very, very, very much, and I think it's just time to get these tires off, try to make up some ground here that he's lost getting off and taking his excursions to the grass.
Tyler Markle's gone off here in turn. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a big lock up there.
I don't know if he broke. It's right on board here. This is crossing the start finish. Trying to see what happens here. Oh, he broke way too late on old tires. He cannot break that late. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this old tire's starting to catch guys out. We do have a couple more cars taking to the pit road.
You have John Mickey and Dan Park. Garrett Velzy actually is uh, staying out here. And yeah,
Yeah, a couple guys missing their hoods. These are from some more excursions that we just probably have missed just a little bit, from them scampering their way through the grass, maybe a little bit of sand trap as well. Unfortunately, it looked like the guys were kind of keeping it out of the wall earlier, but as the tires are wearing, it seems like more off the track excursions have gone and probably less to the favor of the drivers by getting into the wall.
So it looks like Maliko's staying out another lap. So how long can you go? How many stops are you going to make? This has to be, what, like a 3-stop or a 2-stop rate? Yeah, 3-stop.
So the way I've heard these drivers talking is that you're going to run out of gas at lap 13. That's pretty much as far as you can go. So he could run one more lap after this, and that would be it. Just talking with Malenko before the race, he was saying that he was looking to pit somewhere between lap 9 and lap 12, depending on what the guys around him are doing. So it looks like he's going to stretch it as far as he can, maybe pit this lap. This is lap 12. So this is where he said, the top end of where he said he was going to pit. So I would be shocked if he didn't come in this time.
All right, so you got to be thinking here. He pits on lap 12, then that would lead on to pit 24 and 36, making a 3-stop race. Any chance of anybody trying to save fuel to make it a 2-stop? Is that even possible to make it 15 laps?
You have to save a whole lot of fuel and get some helps with cautions. I don't think that's going to be possible. It's just a matter of did you want to make this more of a tire run or a fuel run? If you want to make it more of a fuel run, you try to stretch it as long as you can to 12 laps, make it a 3-stop race. We might see some guys who pitted at the earlier pit stops try and do a 4-stop race where they're just getting the best tires. It does hurt their time a lot, more time on pit road, but you can make up quite a bit of time in as long a lap that we have here. So maybe they're trying to take 4 stops just to keep fresh rubber on the tire or fresh rubber on the car, so they're not struggling as much as some of these other guys have been when the tires start falling off like they have.
Right, so I have to be thinking Schumacher's probably on a 3-stop as well, since he pitted the end of lap 10, basically the start of lap 11. So you can go 11, 22, 33. But then it's 44, so no way he's pitting on 44. So I mean he'd have to be going a little bit longer, maybe going to 22 or 23 on his second. So here comes Malenko. Schumacher's on an interesting strategy where he's gonna have to go longer on his last stint. It's possible, just I don't know. That awkward to me. I think Malenko, he found his balance.
Yeah, it looks like Seth Berger is going to stay out one more lap, try and get a lap lead here.
Yeah, so as Malenko's on the pit lane, one thing to also look, Malenko's got to take, well, does he have to take more fuel than Schumacher? We'll see. Full fuel, 4 tires, and where he comes out in relation to Schumacher. Seth Berger, though.
Schumacher is coming by the start-finish line now. Malenko just got to his pit stop.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a big margin.
That's a big margin. He's still not at his pit stop, and Schumacher's entering turn 1.
Yeah, Devin Smith on pit lane as well. And yeah, but all the Seth Berger fans, y'all should rise up. And it's time to support your boy, getting a lap lead here in the midst of pit cycles. And who knows? Maybe his strategy could be the one going for the win.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to stretch the fuel out as long as he can. If he can stay out one more lap, that might set him up very, very well to have
a 2-stop.
A 2-stopper. If he can stay out a little bit longer. I don't think you're going to be able to stretch it that far, though, without caution help. But we'll see as he comes around now. He's going to be coming out of, I think he's going into the carousel now. We'll see when he comes around and gets back to the start-finish to that Road America straight if he's going to dive into the pits or not.
Tyler Markle, Jason Miz also on the pit lane as well. Malenko comes out in P4, but Max Service still has yet to pit in P3. How long does Berger and Service go? And does anybody else try to go any longer? If there's anybody who I think can do that, somebody who tried that at Phoenix, to try to cut a pit stop out of it was Jeremiah Stutzman. Of course, Phoenix and Road America, 2 way completely different tracks. But you got to think, it was crazy enough to do it there. Could he try to do it here? run a little bit slower. No, you're definitely off the pace, but you cut out a pit stop.
Yeah, we'll see here what happens. Seth Berger coming out of turn 14. He's going to get into the Road America straight,
And here he comes.
and he's going in. I think that's as long as you can run, even if you are trying to save as much fuel as you can. 13 laps seems to be the end of the fuel run.
We'll see Max Service working his way through Canada corner now. Also on pit lane is Doug Solms. Garrett Velzy as well. All down here. Schumacher onto the front straightaway, and Berger still looking for his pit box. Schumacher will fly by in flying colors and take the race lead once again. Max Service staying out. Service trying this two-stop.
Ooh, it's going to be close. I know the fuel gauge has got to be getting very close to empty now. We'll see if he can make it another lap. That would do very, very well for him in the fuel run game, but I just don't know how much fuel is left in that car.
Seth Berger actually gets up behind Andrew Pratt. Pratt has not made a stop also. Pratt may be trying. So you got to be thinking maybe we got this number out of drivers who are really pushing the cars lap after lap and wasting more fuel. These drivers who are not necessarily road ringers, as Berger almost into the back of Pratt there. These guys maybe who are not necessarily road ringers or think they're, fast at road courses, maybe already intentionally back off the pace to keep their cars on track, and in that they use less fuel, which maybe that is an accurate number to them to run as many laps as they can.
I mean, it's not worth a shot. We see there, Max Service and Andrew Pratt are both up into the top 5. Oh, Kevin Thompson off again.
Oh, no, in turn 12. I know he's got a fan here as well. Turn 12, oh, he just wheel hopped it and spun to the inside.
Yeah, that's the second time he's done that exact same accident there, or exact same mistake.
All right, well, here's this battle. This is Malika, who has pitted, and Max Service, who is not pitted.
It looks like the one car stuck off of turn 6.
Oh, no. Dan Park. Oh, he was just trying to get on the gas. Oh, he didn't want to hit Zala, so he spun to the inside. Wow. That's a weird one. I haven't seen many people spin that late off of turn 6. And, oh, no. Did Thompson go off in turn 1 also? Oh, he wheel hopped in turn 1 as well. Oh, man.
Yeah, just not having a very, very nice race here. I'm sure he'll be ready to get this one over with and move on to Texas next week.
Here comes Max Service. He's going to start lap 15 before he finds his pit box, which is 1/3 of the race distance. Service trying to make it on 2 stops. And if I'm not mistaken, Service, already has a win this season at Phoenix. Well, he was trying to pit strategy, then cautions definitely saved them at Phoenix. But maybe trying to try his luck again. If a win on the season, he can try a little bit more.
And also Andrew Pratt comes in at the same time. Both of them seem to be on the same strategy. Also, the 11 car of James Filippi has made it this far as well.
And the last driver on track who has not pitted is Andrew St. Cyr, and if he goes around another lap, that is wicked. Can't say he will, can't say he won't either. Oh, McClune! Wow, that was close. And here comes St. Cyr.
So I guess that might be the max there, right there, end of lap 14, getting into lap 15.
McClune just tried to get a wide arc into turn 14. If you heard on that track guide earlier, you want to get a wide arc into turn 14 because you get a wide entry, you can straight line the exit, and you get all that speed. Again, you have to get that heavy stock car up the hill with some speed. So straight lining that corner will definitely help, and he tried to do that, but got a little too wide.
Yeah, you clip any part of the grass here, it's going to be a wild ride for you. These big, heavy stock cars do not like the grass. As soon as you put it on the grass, it's like you're ice skating.
Meanwhile, Mr. Schumacher is on a absolute clinic. Or he's putting on an absolute clinic here at Road America. 14 seconds ahead of his next closest competitor of Malenko. And
Looks like Malenko's kind of maybe slowing down just a little bit. Seth Berger's been able to catch back up to him almost.
you have to think. I can't see any strategy coming out of this. He's running 219s. I think he's just. Unfortunately, this might be the part of the race where Malika maybe just loses help and says, "There's no way I can win this without any, cautions to tighten up the field again." But you cannot let your guard down in racing. So, not a fan if he is just slowing down. He ran a 217 that lap, 217.1 compared to Schumacher's 216.2 and Seth Berger's 216.2. Seth Berger actually ran the fastest lap of the top 3 last lap. Tyler Markle ran the fastest lap on track the last lap as well at 2:15.7. Tyler Markle on rails again with his own incident. Dan Park all over the place there on the exit of turn 13. And turn 13, I also said that in the track preview, is so deceiving. I mean, turn 13, it's uphill, it's blind, and you spend all lap hitting curves to make the car turn. But if you hit the turn 13 curve, you are going to wreck.
Yeah, just very deceiving. I mean,
Jeremiah Stutzman just pitted, but it doesn't say he's,
I think he's pitted before. I think this is his second stop. He was one of the first ones to pit, if I'm not mistaken. So this would be his second stop. Maybe he's trying to make this a 4-stopper, try to stay on fresh rubber as much as he can. And we do see that the fresh rubber is working. Tyler Markle setting awfully fast lap times. Also
Josh
seeing
McClune, a 2:16.0.
Yep. See, there we go. So we're getting some very, very fast lap times out of these guys now on fresh rubber. I'm not sure you won't be able to keep that up for long, but definitely with the fast that these guys running on fresh tires, you kind of want to keep that up. And I can see the why people are choosing that 4-stop strategy.
Look at that there. I mean, I just pulled up the graphic. Oh, Jacob Zala is. Oh wow, he's in trouble here. Where is this? This is turn 6 also, huh? Or turn 8. That's turn 8 also.
Turn 8. Yep. That's the track, the part of the track you were saying you've always had the most difficulty with, and it's got somebody out again.
Zala. Oh wow. That's gonna do her.
Yeah, you're coming up the hill from turn 7, and you crest
Smith
the hill, and you
gotta.
You crest that hill. Once you get to the top of it, you got to start braking, because then it's just straight downhill into turn 8, and it's really hard to get the car to stop there.
Devin Smith just wheel hopped a little bit, but was enough to, say hi to Jacob Zala through the grass there. We'll ride on board with Devin Smith, see how much you can see here. And I put up on the screen the fastest laps of the race, and look at the differences. My goodness.
Yeah, you can see there's some guys just not as comfortable in road racers. Oh, there's the off there.
Oh yeah, we're still watching the replay. We'll go live here.
But you can definitely see, some guys not comfortable road racers. Also, maybe some guys trying to play the strategy.
St. Clair goes around turn 8. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, man, just a lot of stuff happening every inch of this racetrack. But some guys trying to play some fuel strategy, maybe taking a little bit of time out, just so they can, save as much fuel as they possibly can, and try to make this maybe a 2-stop race, like we've seen maybe Seth Berger, Max Service, Andrew Pratt trying to do.
Wow, this circuit isn't tough enough. These drivers, they're really making it look tough. It is with these big, heavy stock cars. I think Garrett Velzy's also had an excursion. Where's this? This is turn 6. It's off of turn 6. He might have hit the gas a little too hard. Oh, wow. Already driving a wheel and modified and just went around. He wanted to get off the racing line, so he gassed it up and just went to the inside of the track. Wow, this has been a rough day.
It's a rough track. I mean, if you're not used to driving road courses in general, this is a very tough one to get a hang of. I mean, we did have the autoclave auto club competition course, which is not a normal track that these cars run, but the guys seem to adapt to that one a little bit quicker. This track, just so tricky. Every single turn is an adventure, and if you're not on it, not comfortable with it, it will catch you out.
So you look at this track on paper, and you say, "Oh, it's just long straights and 90-degree corners. That's not hard." And you get into the car, and you're slipping and sliding. Now, what are you thinking?
I mean, you got to think the track is so narrow. Every part of this track is very, very narrow. And then you have all the hills. So you have blind turns where you're coming up a hill and there's a blind turn. Or you're coming down a hill and you got to adjust your braking points to get around the turn. Because not only are you carrying a lot of speed, but you're going downhill. And then as we see here, our leader went up the hill going into turn 8, and you're going back downhill into turn 8. Got to get the car turned. Or sorry, I believe that was turn 6.
That was 6 to 7.
Sorry,
and not 8.
6 to 7, and here comes 8. So you're going back up a hill, then you're going to start going back down a hill, and you got to get the car slowed up to get into turn 8. It's just up and down, and I mean, there's a lot of bumps in these turns too.
Oh.
There's St. Coeur off.
Oh, turn 7. That's a new one. Or was it? It was turn 8. Never mind.
Yeah, he gets around turn 7, and we were just talking about turn 8. You're going up a hill, then you're going down a hill. It doesn't look like there's a lot of gradient, but that little dip there going into turn 8, which is right where your braking zone is, you got to nail it every time, or you're going to do exactly that. You're going to start wheel hopping, and the car will go straight on.
So this is our second road course race of the season. There's not, it's not alarming a lot. I'll tell you this: the Outlaws admins were people who picked the schedule. I am one of them. This was my first pick on the schedule. I picked originally I picked Detroit Belle Isle. Let's just not talk about how stock cars handle around there. We'll stick to here, Road America. I think this is. I think the walls are much further apart, with just keeping these cars in competition. I think these drivers would much prefer these cars just going off track instead of into a wall.
Yeah, the street circuits be very, very interesting. I don't know if we'd have any cars finish.
Yeah,
with a street circuit race, it's just it's as narrow as this track, but the walls are right there. There's no runoff. There's no grass. It's just track wall.
Filippi's gone off here in turn 6. And gets back on track. He rejoined in the 11th position, so he lost 1 spot.
And it's nice to have all the supporters here commenting out again. The James Filippi, Seth Berger, Kevin Thompson, all those supporters tuning in to watch these races. We really appreciate it. We hope you tune in for all the rest of the races. I know that these guys aren't doing as well at this track, but I can guarantee it that these guys will be back in the competition, next week when we head to a conventional Xfinity race at the Legacy Texas Motor Speedway. In fact, I actually might step out of the booth and race that one with these guys. Texas is one of my favorite tracks to run, and so I might step out and take a race around there with these guys.
Yeah, that'd be a blast to call your name. Originally, you signed up in this league as a driver and wanted to come up here. So, I mean, you still have your driver car to get out there and turn some laps with these boys. 200 laps around my home track. And I don't know if there's going to be many people who disagree with the better version of my home track at Texas Motor Speedway. That version of the track is a blast. And just, I'm prideful. Very proud of the track. Eddie Gossage is an incredibly nice, amazing human being, and of course that has almost very little to do with the sim, but I love the place. I've been there like 5 times now. I'm gonna go again in October. Fingers crossed with everything that's going on, to hopefully see Jimmy's last cup race at Texas Motor Speedway and all that jazz. I got a message from our league owner and race controller about 10 minutes ago, so I haven't been looking at my phone. Obviously, I'm broadcasting. I looked at it now, and he told me that the leader got hit by the 48 car a lap ago, 10 minutes ago. So, who that is beyond me. Whether that be Schumacher, Malenko, or Berger, who was leading about 10 minutes ago, is the question.
It doesn't look like Berger or Malenko has some damage. I'm trying to look at
Schumacher has a little.
Schumacher. It
Yeah.
does look like he has a little damage on the right front, so it might have been him. Um, we do know that Velzy has, had some excursions. Probably had one in front of the leader. He is a lap down now, so I wouldn't put it past him. But it's there he goes around our leader.
Oh no! I was just gonna look at the battle for fifth. Oh wow! Very, very lucky that he only wheel hopped it, looped it around, and kept going. The battle for fifth continues with Markle and Service, but we'll look at this once again. He wheel hopped it, caught the curbing. Wow, very fortunate. The wall was further away from the inside. That's a small mistake that you can get away with. McClune is off track, come to a complete stop. Let's see what this is. See, this is where is it? This is turn 14. Oh no, did he go wide in 14? Oh, he went around in 14. Oh no.
Trying to put the power on a little too early and gets the tire wall.
Oh man, that one hurts. But we'll look at the battle now. Service and Markle still going at it.
To the pits.
This battle for fifth. This is they were battling a while ago, but this is picked back up. And another battle.
Max Service has had to work to catch back up to Markle. Finally, we're able to complete the pass there.
Filippi and Miz also getting together. We'll see if this battle persists any longer with Service and Markle. Looks like Service. Look at it here. Service is on 2 lap fresher tires than Markle, which is 8 miles. That is a huge difference. And Filippi and Service continue to duke it out for 9th. Or Filippi and Miz, I'm sorry.
Yeah, these guys were battling earlier. Miz overdrove a turn. He overdrives that one. He's going to get a horrible exit now. Car a little snaky as he came out trying to get back on the power. He's lost a lot of time to James Filippi for that 9th position.
Let's see, Tyler Markle still trying to stick with Service. Both of these drivers have made a couple mistakes today, so not over for any of these guys. Somebody's got.
Tyler Markle goes around.
Wow, I was just about to look at Garrett Velzy, who went around.
Yeah, he went around too. They both went around almost the same time.
And we'll look here. Tyler Markle here going into Canada corner and hit the gas a little too much, and didn't want to hit that tire barrier. He'd rather loop it than put in a tire barrier. Very smart. And then we'll look at Garrett Velzy. What was this? Turn 8. Did he just go straight? Oh, was it the carousel? Or are we too late? This could be too late. We'll watch.
I think it's here in the or right after the carousel. I think
maybe.
Is where he got it in the kink, maybe.
We'll see here. All I saw was he had to reverse, so might have been here in the kink. Oh, yep.
Oh, that's a big hit too. Another big hit.
No.
Yeah, that car looks to be done. He's smoking.
Yeah. Oh, somebody else went off there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Garrett Velzy's night is done.
Oh, who was that? The 71 of Stutzman? That was. Take a look here. He just ran wide.
Yeah, lucky to keep that car going straight. Get the grass. Like I said before, these cars, put on their ice skates when they get in the grass. So to be able to keep that straight, very good driving there from the 71 car.
Yeah, so we're coming up to halfway here. And Miz and Filippi, well, this has been quite the battle. This is now for 9th. As
second place car is just dove into the pits, Malenko.
Oh.
It's our early pit stop.
I was gonna say this is intriguing.
Well, he made up some time due to the mistake made by the 82 of Schumacher's, and he saw how good the tires were that the 82 did the last time. So maybe trying to short pit here, get some tires before the leader, and make up as much time as he can to try and catch him up. Not a bad strategy here to try and get the win from Malenko, especially with the 82 having a little bit of damage and having made a couple of mistakes. This might be a time to pounce.
Right on. Well, Malik will be falling down. The running order will throw up the intervals once again. And the gaps to the leader. 10 drivers on the lead lap. Jason Miz, the last driver on the lead lap. I guess after this pit cycle, we can get a little through the field going. But this pit cycle, I guess, won't end until about lap 30. I don't know. We can go through it now. What can we say about Mr. Adrian Schumacher today, man? This has been his day.
Yeah, he got out to the lead, had some trouble at the start, got a bad restart, was able to take the lead from Malenko, and then was off to the races. Had a great first pit stop, put on some massive time between himself and the second place car, Malenko. Did have an incident with Garrett Velzy earlier in the race, damaged that right front, and he's also made a couple of mistakes since then. I'm sure he's looking to limit those mistakes, even though he does have the damage. I'm sure it's catching him out just a little bit more than he would like. But it is his race to lose for the most part, and hopefully he can keep it going.
That is for sure, and I'm going to watch him here as he passes pit exit. How much is he paying attention to Malenko? About that much. Heads into the pit lane to reduce the effects of Malenko's undercut. And that will give the lead to the driver who already has at least one lap led today. The 77 of Seth Berger, unless he decides to follow in. Nope. Get some laps led, Mr. Seth Berger. With his fans in the chat today, Seth Berger has had a very quiet but, commendable race. And road courses are tough, and I can't say he's been off track as far as I can tell. That car looks clean. And he's led now 2 laps today. So a pretty decent day for Seth Berger, and if a couple mistakes fall his way, he might be able to improve upon those.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to stretch this fuel limit as long as he can. He did it the first run, looking to do it again the second run. Try and make this as close to a 2-stop race as he can. He is within about 7 laps of doing that. It's going to be very, very close. This is going to be the telltale sign. If he comes in any earlier than lap 30, I don't think he'll be able to make it.
We'll have to keep an eye on that, as Malenko is currently P3. And where is this? This is turn 1. So Schumacher came out ahead of him. The gap between them, we'll throw up the interval, was 6.5 seconds. How about that? What was it? It was in the double digits at least. It's like 10 seconds or something like that.
It was. So he is pulled off quite a little bit there. Just shows, this is such a long lap. If you have such a great out lap, then you can make up quite a bit of time here. He's made up almost 4, maybe 5 seconds to our leader in that pit stop.
Right on. So that being said, yeah, Malenko trying the different strategy. Again, you said he led the opening part of this race, opening few laps after an amazing start. And Schumacher, he's stopped. This could be it. Malenko takes over the theoretical lead.
And I was just talking about limiting the mistakes for our leader, and he doesn't limit the mistakes, has a mistake on his out lap. That is the worst time to have a mistake. Malenko resumes the race, their theoretical race lead, once Seth Berger makes his pit stop.
He just wheel hopped going up the hill. That is such a tricky one, because you're going up the hill. You don't even have to shift to wheel hop there. You just brake a little too early there for turn 6, and you can keep it in second gear and still wheel hop the car. But if you downshift to first, she's going around on you, and I think that's what happened. You want to get the first gear there because it's such a slow, drudgingly corner. You need to get that power off, but that is the risk versus the reward.
Yeah, really unfortunate there, but very fortunate for our new once we get through the pit cycle. Race leader and the number 7 car, Malenko.
It's not over, though, because, Schumacher, he's overheated his tires, and there's grass and gravel on him, and he's, at the end of this lap, those tires should be cleaned off. He's only 6/10 behind, so this is going to be quite the interesting battle to keep our eyes on. This is the race right here. Up the hill we go. Schumacher with the drive. Malenko, I think he just lets him by. What is this? Or Malenko just got a terrible exit at turn 14, side by side across the stripe. Schumacher takes second.
it looks like Malenko just got a horrible exit out of the final turn there. He's not going to be able to put up no defense. And the 82 right back around for the race lead. Now all the 82 has to do is keep limiting the mistakes. Can't have any more mistakes. He knows that the 7 car will be right there to pounce if he does.
But you know, I think this lightens Malenko's race up. He knows he still has a chance. He's seen the man that's seemingly invincible make some mistakes now, and especially one ahead of him. And I think he's going to be more willing to push. And that light bulb will be coming on to see what he does with strategy for the rest of this race. But I think we've talked about the top 3 enough. We have not talked about almost at all today. Devin Smith, very quiet, very commendable race in the top 5 for most of the day. What can we say about Devin Smith, man?
He's been real quiet today. I mean, we saw him have a couple of excursions at the beginning of the race. He was able to race his way back up past some other guys who were having mistakes, and he's limited his mistakes for pretty much the rest of the race after lap 4, I believe it was, that we last mentioned him for going off. And just quietly, he's having a very, very commendable day. He should cycle around to the 4th place car, possibly win Seth Berger because he's trying to take this long. He might have the 3rd place car for just a little bit, but I do believe that Devin Smith is on a long strategy as well. So, I mean, just a very overall good, quiet day for him, and I don't think that he would complain much about it at all.
I can't say I would either. Another person, okay, maybe this driver can complain a little bit. Tyler Markle, he had the fastest lap of the race at one point. Here in 5th place, he's made a couple mistakes. It is, you know, 5th place, you would say, oh, you know, that's not a bad day, but, you know, for our one and only road course winner on the season thus far, and, you know, having a very fast car, it has not been his day.
Yeah, and his day's been undone by mistakes. He's had a couple of mistakes that were a little bit more costly than others. Rather than just running wide and keeping going, he's had mistakes where he's pretty much looped the car around
man.
and had to come to a start. But he has almost another one there as we're riding along with him now and talking about him. You know, it's so hard to keep the car straight on these road courses like we were talking about before. And he's found that out the hard way for the most part of this race.
Devin Smith into pit lane. Here comes Tyler Markle. Which throws us back to Andrew Pratt. He's going to be picking up a couple spots here. What'll put him into the 4th position. Again, Pratt, you know, sponsored by Schluter Systems today. He wanted to make sure that I get that pronunciation correct. Says he's worked with they've worked with his company a little bit. Yeah, and his day overall, it's been great. I haven't seen anything from Pratt today. I think he's maybe made a couple trips to the grass, but no stoppages on track or off track or anything like that.
No, not at all. He's had another day similar to Devin Smith. Very quiet, just running his race, doing his thing, and it seems to be working out well for him. He is one of those ones who's trying to stretch the fuel mileage as long as he can and make it possibly on 2 stops. Hopefully he can do that, make it a little more interesting. Oh, the Clune has gone off.
Yeah, this was turn 8. He already doesn't have a hood, and he wheel hops it. Wow. Yeah, I know how turn 8 goes. I've wrecked a lot of race cars there. Yeah.
Wow, able to loop it in the grass there pretty good and keep it out of the wall.
I can't remember if we've talked about Max Service. So Service has been having an up and down day, of course, with pit strategy having a major factor on that. But Service and Marco were really getting at it. Oh, wow. I mean, Service, he's made a couple mistakes and everything. This day's been everything for Max Service.
It has. Our race winner from last week, he has, or sorry, not from last week, 2 weeks ago from Phoenix. He has had an up and down day, was running very good at the start, made a mistake, lost quite a bit of positions, and then made a pit strategy call to go long and was able to track down Tyler Markle and make the pass earlier. And it's just kind of, stayed out of trouble the rest of the way. It looks to be his strategy. Take this as long as he can go. He probably wants to get to lap 30, like I said, to make this his last pit stop of the day. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it, but if he can, more power to him. That's only going to help him more in the long run.
That it will. Markle now looking to chase Service back down. He is, battling Miz right now, and What is this battle Markle is in with Doug Souls? Well, speaking of Miz, we have to talk about Jason Miz, who's currently right in front of Markle. Scoring has him behind, and oh wait, are you watching a replay? Yeah, we were watching a replay. Oof. That's my bad. That's okay, but Jason Miz back into the 9th position here. He's, I mean, he's kept on the lead lap thus far. That's got to count for something for sure.
Yeah, him and James Filippi, who's right behind him there, have provided some excitement this race. Those two have had good battles the whole race. He dives into the pits now, so he's definitely going to have to make another stop. But he's had another up and down day, like most of these drivers in this field. A couple of off the track excursions, and some really good battling with the 11 car. Right, that's actually Psalms right behind him, but the 11 car of James Filippi, who's behind him in the scoring. Miz was able to complete that pass finally and get up to the 9th position. But yeah, he's had a few mistakes here and there, but for most of the day, there's the 33 off.
It's Gilliard.
But yeah, he's had some excursions, has Jason Miz, but for the most part, he's kept the nose on that car as clean as he can.
Well, of course, the other driver battling him out, you mentioned, was James Filippi, and Filippi, we thought he had he did have an amazing chance last week at Talladega, and of course the penalty negated any chance of that, so he knew that was the case, so he just pushed Garrett Velzy to the win there last week, and looking for a little redemption this week, and yeah, James Filippi, top 10. We came into this. He came into the series. We haven't heard of him before Auto Club this season, and we saw him at Auto Club, and we're like, who is this guy? Seth Berger's on pit lane, by the way. We're like, who is this guy? And he didn't perform too well at Auto Club, to be brutally honest. But then, he got up to Phoenix, and he was moving up the pack, and then Dega, of course, he was up there dicing it up and getting up there, and now keeping it on track, making moves, and having fun here in the top 10. It has been very commendable, and it's already been It's been an amazing uphill climb for this 11 car, and we're only 4 races in.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. He's had another good up and down day, just trying to keep his nose clean. Had some good battles with Jason Miz. Hopefully they can keep their battles as we see the 95 car, who we've talked about not making mistakes, finally makes a mistake, and it seems to be a pretty big one.
Oh, turn 14. Oh, wow. He tried to get that wide arc, but tried to get a little too wide of an arc, and he clipped the tire barriers.
Yeah, and that's going to have some damage there on the left front and left rear of that car. And then he's going to find that handling very difficult. And as you said, Seth Berger did come in a lap ago, so that negates any chance that he had of making a two-stop strategy work. He's going to have to pit again before this race is over.
Yeah, unless there's some secret fuel tanks these guys are equipped with, I don't know how they're gonna make that. This I find wicked. Malenko was right behind Schumacher, right? Now scoring needs to refresh, but on my screen, scoring has him 18 seconds behind. I think scoring's just not updated. No, I think he's actually 18 seconds behind. Wow.
Yeah, he's that far. It's since he had that mistake, he's just absolutely pushed that car on the ragged edge, trying to make up as much time as he can. Probably just a little bit mad at himself for making those mistakes, and it's only fueled his desire to turn in some perfect laps here. In fact, he regains the race lead as Seth Berger did pit finally. I don't know why my scoring is just now updating with that, but he did regain the race lead, and he has put in some remarkable laps. The last lap was a 2:16.5, and that's on 6-lap old tires, which is those were lap times that guys were running on brand new tires.
Yeah, the pace that Schumacher has is undeniably insane. I don't know how this man is this fast. I love road course racing. Of course, I've done the track previews this far into the season. I tried. I'll tell you, I tried to find a producer so I can get involved in this race. But then, I was still looking for one. My main guy, got tied up, and that's fine. You know, he had other commitments. He not committed to this series at all. I was just asking him for a favor. And I saw Schumacher in a 213. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna drop the hunt, because I did not want to get obliterated today. Unfortunately, I think that's kind of what's happened to Malco. And he's second, and he's having a good day. But wow, 20 seconds behind. And I can pick on him a little bit. I know him. He is getting obliterated.
Yeah, I assume he would probably say the same. Probably the only chance he had was at the beginning of the race to hold up as much as he can, which he did a phenomenal job of. Just that 82 machine is just so much faster at this road course. Similar to what we saw in the actual live Xfinity race earlier this season with AJ Allmendinger just catching the field and passing him. Ultimately, he didn't win the race just because of a strategy call, but he was by far and wide the fastest car on the track at Road America for the real life Xfinity guys.
So someone who was on the lead lap until Seth Berger pitted and gave the race lead to Schumacher was Josh McClune. Just want to finish up a little bit through the field and, you know, get these guys their desired TV time, deserved TV time, I should say. That's the better word, deserved. I don't know if he wants TV time with that hood. It has not been McClune's day, but he's slugging it out, and again, he was in the lead lap until Schumacher just came with his loads of pace and passed him. But I mean, with all his mistakes, the fact that he's been on the lead lap until this point is got to count for something. As Ozala is off track, and this has to be turn 1. Yep.
Yeah. So as we see, just overshooting the turn again. We've seen that all day long. Just guys missing their braking points, thinking they can brake a little later than they actually can with the tires getting worn. But back to McClune, I think from pretty much the 11th on back, these guys have had a day to forget. A lot of beat-up race cars, a lot of mistakes, a lot of guys who are, not solely into the road racing scene. They're giving it their best shot, though. They're hanging with it, and I commend them for it. McClune missing his hood there. He's had a couple of trips off, eventually getting struck in with the tire barrier off of turn 14. And that's pretty much done any chance of him having a decent finish in, unfortunately. But that's not to say that 11 is not, bad. It's just I'm sure he would love to be in the top 10.
Oh, wow. Schumacher letting her rip there over the kink. And Pratt's coming off the pit lane. And yeah, I'd say so. Gilliard has had a rough day. He's definitely the oval guy. He just comes to these road courses because he needs to for the points. St. Cor, I mean, I give these guys credit for slugging it out here. Doug Solms 2 laps down. He hasn't been off track too much. He's running this slow to keep it on the track, which I'd rather finish with a clean car than a destroyed car if I'm going to get the same result,
Yeah, and we've seen Doug Solms at, racetracks this year. He's kind of been the slower car, just taking his time, trying to learn this service, trying to learn how the car handles differently than, say, NASCAR Heat handled. And he's learning race by race, getting faster and faster each race. Not really putting his nose wrong, still looks very clean, that car. Just letting other guys around him make mistakes and make up positions that way. And there's nothing wrong with that, being that he's new to this type of, sim racing. Very commendable what he's doing and learning, and he can only get faster. And that's just the motivation he's got to take every week, that, each week that I'm on this service, I'm going to get faster. I'm going to do better. And eventually I'll be up there competing with these top guys for, top 10s, top 5s, and possibly even a race win.
And you know what? That was his mentality on NASCAR Heat. I told him this last season when we interviewed him, because he got a lot more interviews in the playoffs last season than he did in the regular season. He ran towards the back during the regular season. He was trying to figure out the whole thing, and of course, we ran 2 preset series and 1 custom setup series, and that's a whole different thing. So he's over here learning and getting, the help from other drivers, and kept improving week in, week out. He made the playoffs And when it came to playoff time, he came to play. He was battling for podiums and stage wins. After all season, we didn't really bring up his name too much on the broadcast. So I'm very, very hopeful because Doug Slumps, he's such a nice guy. And he is truly a fan, and he's here to have fun. He doesn't want anything more than to have fun. And that's what he does. Even if it's running laps, he's getting on something that is, truly advanced. A simulator like this of iRacing and just logging laps is fun as it is. And, but that being said, I truly hope he can, pull off similar improvements as he did on NASCAR Heat and really be here by season's end, because that would be insane.
Yeah, I'm sure he will, and I'm sure that's exactly what he's doing. Just biding his time, making laps, learning tracks, learning how this car handles differently, and doing the best he can.
And one last driver running on track, Jacob Zala. It has been a day to forget for him, and a couple weeks to forget. But back to the ovals next week. Jacob Zala, I've known him for years. I think I thought this would be a little bit more of his time to shine, because though he's not a road racer, he's definitely ran a lot of road races on this service. We do a lot of the IMSA races together, and yeah, I figured he'd excel a little bit more on a road course, but it's not been his day. Again, these cars are very different, as St. Core has gone off in turn 5. But Zala is should be back into the middle of the pack at least next week at Texas, and that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's up, and there, the St. Core going off there, replay of his race. But I'm sure that's exactly what Zala's hoping for. Maybe he didn't get the start that he wanted here. He went off very early in this race, and it kind of derailed any plans that he might have had for this race. And unfortunately, his day has just kind of gotten worse from there. We see here again these two that we talked about. Oh no, Filippi.
Yeah, this is a replay.
He worked really hard to catch back up to Miz there. These two have been battling the whole race for that 9th position, and those two, Filippi had run quite a bit of laps and some really good lap times to get back to the back of Miz, and just overdrove the turn there.
Yep, so let's check the chats once more, as I think we're going to get a final round of pit stops in very soon. Yep, we have, of course, more Seth Burger fans, and that's great. I'm very, very happy to have any sort of viewership on the channel is great. And then Seth Burger, he's one of the great guys, and I'm going to mention this. Malenko, criticize me for saying this every week, but, Seth Burger, a champion of the Outlaws, and I asked him, when did he get iRacing earlier today? He truly is the newest guy to the service in this league. He got it the week we ran the Milwaukee preseason test. So, less than 2 months ago. And he's up here in 3rd. Truly somebody to root for if you're looking for someone to root for.
Yeah, he's learning the service very quickly.
Oh, Schumacher!
Lock up, getting in, and he spins.
He has a 21-second lead, so this isn't going to hurt too much. But what he can't let this do is he can't let this pull him out of a rhythm. He's got to get back into his rhythm, and then don't make these mistakes again. Oh, the hardest thing that I find is when you come out of turn 1 after you've gone off track, is keeping it on the track in turn 3. It is so difficult.
You get all the grass and rocks on the tires. The tires are also hot from spinning, and he locked up the brakes as well. That's just a plethora of very, very bad things to happen to a race car when you're trying to stop it for the next turn. He takes it very easy into turn 5 there, realizing that, trying to get the tires cooled off so he can get back into a rhythm.
So what that has done is made that gap from 21 to 11 seconds. The battle for 5th now rages on. Devin Smith, Tyler Markle, and they are separated. No, they're on the exact same pit strategy. So this is a battle we should be keeping an eye on.
Yep, Tyler Markle ran to race his way back up. Max Service has already passed Devin Smith, and quite a quite a ways there and put a lot of distance between himself and this battle. Now Tyler Marco, who had some issues earlier, did lose out positions because of those incidents where he kind of went doing loop-de-loops. And he's finally caught back up to the 95 machine, gets a good run off of turn 3. He's going to have a great run into 4 and down into 5.
Yeah, this should be fun here. He's going to look to the right side. A couple Camaros heading down to Hill. Smith is going to definitely have the advantage, but don't outbreak yourself. Oh, man. Oh, he's going to wheel hop. Oh, can you keep it on track? Tyler's trying not to run into him, but trying to pass him. Oh, man.
There's a little contact there. Marco had to back off.
Oh, wow. That was a moment. Everybody's heart rate going up there. And Sean Thompson also saying in the chat, keep it on track, Kevin. I don't need the grass cut.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do believe that the 89 machine is off the track for good, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get to that. You look down the running order. Yeah, 21st is race control. Don't even bother looking at that. That is Adam Gardner in watching and keeping an eye on the race. But 16th, Garrett Velzy is 14 laps down out of the race. 17th, Dan Park is 18 laps down out of the race. 18th is Kevin Thompson, 20 laps down out of the race. 19th, John Mickey, 22 laps down out of the race. And 20th, Brandon Richardson, 25 laps down out of the race. Why Adam Gardner is doing this, though, is we are looking for a full-time race controller, and until then, Adam Gardner, I think it's only fair because he was looking to be a driver this season, but I think he thinks it's fair or it's necessary that we have a full-time race controller up here because what we can do, we have oversight of almost everything in this series, and all, we have a job to do, and that's to broadcast this race, and it's very hard to broadcast the race and, make penalty calls or throw yellows and all that. And so Adam Gardner decided, hey, we need somebody to do that. And until we find a full-time one, it's going to be him. And that being said, to keep himself in the running, at least to have a shot at making the playoffs if he wins the race, and have a chance there, is he's going to continue to have himself be given last place points until he can find a full-time race controller. And if you are somebody who is, prominent in iRacing leagues and knows, the ins and outs and understands, NASCAR restart rules and all, comment down below once this video is uploaded, not on the live stream. We'll look at it, but granted, it probably will not be addressed unless you comment once this video has been uploaded to YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. You can comment, or not necessarily Twitch, but Facebook. You can comment as well. If you can be an iRacing race controller, we are looking for one, and Adam Gardner would love to get back behind the wheel and have a shot at competing for his own championship.
And we rejoin the race here. We've been watching this battle between the 42 car of Tyler Markle and the 95 of Devin Smith rage on. This is the closest battle on the track for position at the moment. We do have the last round of pit stops starting now. Does look like Malenko is in for his final pit stop.
Malenko is in. He is on the pit lane. And again, short pitting Adrian, which proved huge last time.
Oh, James Gilliard hard into the wall.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, and he's been stopped here for a bit.
Yeah, he kind of got a bad break here. He was trying to get out of the way. A car was coming after he got around the first time, and then he stuffed it in the wall, just trying to make room for a car that was approaching once he got back on the track.
Yeah, he spun around on the exit of the carousel.
Oh, yeah. And you can see here, he'll get back on the track, and then there's a car coming pretty fast behind him. I'm not sure who it was.
That's Stutzman.
Yeah, there's Stutzman. So he tries to get out of the way and just puts it in the grass and stuffs it in the wall.
Man, oh man. Well, Malenko has pitted, completed a service, back out on track. 55 seconds behind Mr. Adrian Schumacher. And again, how much is Schumacher paying attention? Probably more than ever now. This is This is go time,
Yeah, and unfortunately for our James Filippi fans that are watching, James Filippi has just been put a lap down, but he's still inside the top 10. He is 10th.
Yep, so still a good points day for Filippi nonetheless. And, no, it's not over. It's highly unlikely that we get a yellow, but we still have that in the back pocket. If there is a 3-car incident somewhere on the circuit, it will bring out a full course caution. So here comes Mr. Adrian Schumacher. Tyler Markle and Devin Smith still at it as they're on their way to turn 8.
Markle is all over the back of Devin Smith, and he has been for a few laps now. These guys are providing some great entertainment. Markle, a great run into the carousel.
Drives it in deep.
Though.
Smith drives it in deep, trying to stay out in front of Tyler. And again, they're battling so hard because they're on the same pit strategy. Their tires are the same age.
Yep, so they know each other's, has the same tires. They could, some of these racing apps, you can kind of see who's pit with you. Bus, they were right beside each other when they pitted the first time. Or this last time, sorry. So they know that they are on the same strategy. So they know they can race hard, and they're going to be coming in here very shortly. So probably just trying to make up as much game. Oh, Smith wide, and Markles. Oh no, man, he just got a little happy there maybe, and tried to put the power on a little early, and the back end went around on him. He gets in the grass now.
Oh man. I left the battle to see where Schumacher and Malico came out in relation to each other, but this is too good. Side by side, up the hill here at Road America. Devin Smith to the inside, Tyler Markle to the outside. And wow, this has been epic.
Yeah, we've seen Tyler Markle miss this breaking point quite a few times. Let's see if it happens again as they come down into turn number 1.
Oh, Smith is going to go straight. Markle to the inside, the crossover. They're still side by side.
This is probably the best battle we've seen on track today. These guys have been side by side for almost half a lap.
Oh, they're still side by side. Unreal.
These guys have almost been side by side since the carousel, and they're approaching, getting close to that carousel again. This is absolutely great driving by these two.
This is absolutely insane. Who breaks deeper here? Tyler trying to get the run around the outside, but I think he gets loose. Devin goes around almost. And that's going to end that, but almost. That has to be 3 miles side-by-side racing action.
Yeah, that's a great race by these two. Unfortunately, it does end with the guys trying to get on the power a little too quickly there for Devin Smith. These two are friends. So they're probably just trying to, outdo each other there, a little friendly rivalry, which is all good and fun. I'm sure that they gave it their all, and unfortunately, it's not going to continue. I would have loved to see it continue.
Also want to shout out Pam Filippi watching, saying good driving, Filippi. So loving the support all around. Great to hear. Great to have people watching this series. We were unsure how this transition was going to work to the to iRacing from console racing, and it has been a blast. Also, Seth Berger fans, rise up as he locks up. Oh no, that might have been a bad time to say it, but he keeps it on the track. Now that is hard to do, to lock up and to keep it on the track.
Yeah, that's really interesting there, and we were trying to see where the 82 of Schumacher came out in relation to Malico. They are about, I would say, 9 seconds apart. It does look like Schumacher did have a little bit of an interesting run there, going out of 3, lost a little bit of time. I'm not sure what happened there, but he has lost just a little bit of time to Malico, and Malico trying to put the pressure on here for this final run. He knows that this could be his only shot to try and catch him right here.
A couple of lap down cars battling for position. Gilliard and McClune duking it out. They're about a second apart, and actually Gilliard really pulled a McClune there through Canada corner. But this was a tight battle for a second there.
Yeah, 2 cars missing their hoods, but still racing and giving it their all. This is for the 11th position, so not a bad finishing position by any means. Just a lot, not as good as these guys probably would have hoped for at the beginning of the race, but they are trying to give it their all and can bring home a decent finish.
Hey, man, if it runs, you take it.
Right. Yeah. If it's running, you go.
Max Service must have had a little issue. He was going very slow into turn 5. Didn't know he went around, but we'll see here. Possibly a wheel hop. Oh yeah. Oh, he went straight.
Yeah, you can see when the car snakes there on the screen. That's kind of the telltale sign on a broadcast of wheel hopping. That just means that the front is unbalanced, it's getting a little bit of air, doesn't want to turn, and the tires are starting to lock up. And unfortunately, unlike an F1 car or a road car, you kind of see smoke when that happens. These cars don't really give off that. It's just the tire keeps spinning, so just a little bit, but it starts hopping. So you don't really see the smoke. You just see the
watch
front
this.
end.
Oh, Pratt just letting Service by. Service got an amazing run to the kink.
Yeah, big run through the kink there, but yeah, that's the telltale sign, is that snaking kind of look of a car in the front end when you see the wheel hop.
Berger still out front by about 9 seconds over Schumacher. Now, what's the plan here?
So he can't make it all the way. I'm not sure if he's just wanting to stay out just to see if he can make it or what, but I'm almost 100% sure he will not be able to make it all the way. If he does, then count me the most surprised guy on this planet.
I don't know what's going on here, because he's been out here for 10 laps. He's working his 11th lap of this stint, and we're gonna have at least coming around 8 laps to go. That's 19 laps. I mean, there's no way he's got to pit like this lap to make it even worthwhile, I'd say.
I would say that I would have to agree with you. He's coming into the kink, and he's going to go down into Canada corner. We'll see this time around. We'll ride on board with him. There is a good battle for the 11th position, the 33 and the 18 still battling.
Also, Markle and Smith. Oh, Markle passes Smith on pit exit. And there's the battle behind for 11th, you were saying as well.
Yep, so these are the two closest battles. One of the battles is a lap down. These two cars here, the 33 and the 18, the two cars in front of them have been battling the whole race as well. Actually, Tyler Markle was in front of Devin Smith, but it looks like Devin Smith made up some time on that pit stop.
Yeah, and oh no, they went to pit lane together because they're both on 0 lap old tires.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, Devin Smith was a little bit further back. Oop, tries to drive it in a little deep there. But Devin Smith was a little bit further back than a second. Right now he's down to about a half a second. Oh, now it's back up to a second. But yeah, he was about 2 seconds behind Tyler Markle when they came into the pit road. So I'm not sure if Markle maybe overshot his pit box or something else. But whatever it was, maybe just Devin Smith had a great stop, but he was able to take about a second off and regain and get closer to that 42 machine.
So I'm going to read you something here. Seth Berger's last lap was a 2:21.695. Adrian Schumacher's last lap was a 2:15.077. That is a gain of nearly 6.5 seconds a lap. The gap right now, 3.1 seconds between Berger and Schumacher. We're coming around to 7 laps to go. I'm trying to be positive. I can't see the positive ending here for the 77.
Yeah, maybe he's just trying to stay out as long as he can. I'm not really sure how much longer he's going to want to stay out. I'm sure if that 82 car does pass him, that he will eventually come in. Maybe he will wait until the 7 car, but even if he does wait until then, I think it's too late because then he's going to fall into the clutches of the 81 of Max Service, and I just don't think he wants to chance that. So I think once the 82 gets by, he's going to have to come in a pit.
What I'm saying, yeah, I agree there. I don't. This pass might happen here on the way to Canada corner. Okay, maybe on the French straight actually, but yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
I think he was trying to make it work.
Oh!
Is that Is that Schumacher around?
That's Schumacher. You know, maybe. Maybe the Vegas, the pressure made you a mistake.
Yeah, maybe that's exactly what the 77 wanted to see. Let's see the 77 on the front stretch now.
Stays out.
It stays out. Yeah, you're right.
This is going to allow Malenko to get now 10 seconds within Mr. Schumacher.
I think Malenko at this point is just trying to take care of his car and put down some decent laps. Oh, Markle wide.
Here we go again.
Turns
that was
seven,
6 to 7, now to 8.
Yep, Devin Smith back in front.
Oh wow, this has been a great battle all day as well.
And I fully expect to continue for the remaining laps that we have.
Yeah, they're going to the end. No more stops for these guys.
Yep, 77 still ahead of the 82. 82 gaining rapidly now, though.
Now, what is Schumacher going to do to make sure he doesn't make a mistake like that again?
He's pretty much in the exact same spot that he was the last time these guys, the last lap. So he's just got to be careful. I think he's trying to push too hard to get around the 77 as fast as he can, not get held up too much, and then start, getting back in his rhythm. Maybe just got him out of his rhythm a little bit, because the 77 is braking a little bit sooner than he's having to. And that is upsetting, what Schumacher wants to do and his braking points that he has in his head. And just trying to adjust to that has probably caught him out a little bit. Oh, we see the 75 of Pratt go around there off of 14.
Yep, this battle continues. You go back up to lead battle on the way to Canada Corner again. Berger has about a second advantage. And we'll be coming around to 6 laps to go.
Yeah, Canada Corner's where he got caught out last time. Let's see what happens this time if he can keep it good and get a good exit here.
Well, he keeps it forward this time. Now we're looking for the front stretch. Now the thing is, this has to be something that Berger has to think he can go to the end. We're coming to 6 to go.
I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it. He'll probably try, I'm sure, just to see.
Oh, here he comes.
I hope he dives in now. He knew when he probably knew that time, he was going to get past on the front straight either way by the 82. Might as well try to come in now and not fall further back than third.
Yeah, so now the thing is, where does he come out in relation to max service? The good thing is, Berger doesn't have to take as much fuel as, the other drivers had to on their stops. Bad news is, I mean, what do you, are you going to take 2 tires and that's the case, or no tires? Then you're really, going to lose time either way. You have to go with 4 tires, so I don't know how much of an advantage that's going to be. It'll be interesting to see what the gap is as,
Here comes service off of turn 14 now. And Berger gets going. He's back on the track.
Yeah, so he's still got plenty
of space. Yeah, plenty of
space. If he got
there.
4 tires, if he can keep that car on track, that should be an easy podium. And this battle.
The battle for 6 rages on.
And Jeremiah Stutzman still out on track with 8 lap. Jeremiah Stutzman trying to make this a 2-stopper.
Well, he is the strategy guy, as you said before. He did it last race. He was going to try and make it work until the cautions came out, or not last race, but Phoenix. He tried it at Phoenix, and he gets a little bit of excursion there in the grass, but he tried it at Phoenix and almost made it work. Would have made it work had the cautions late not come out, but definitely going to try it again here, it seems.
Yeah, and this could be the difference of this battle being for the top 5 than just for 6th position.
And we're getting close now, about 5 to go. And the battle for 6 still rages on. These two been at it for most of the second half of this race, and it has been a joy to watch.
Look at it here. These guys are on old tires. They're slugging it out, man.
You can see the wheel there. We're riding along with Tyler Markle. You see the wheel that he is putting into this car on each turn.
Here we go with turn 8. This is a tough one.
And you see here the carousel, just trying to keep it turned and put power on as much as you can. Got to carry a lot of speed through this turn. Down into the kink. Well, looks like the 95 got a little bit better through the kink there. Is going to be able to open up just a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, we will be coming here to 5 to go.
Well, late braking by the 42 catches them right back up to the back, though, as they go into Canada corner.
Oh, he's going wide. Oh, man.
This is where the 42 needs to have a great exit right here. Get a good exit off of 14. Carry that momentum all the way down the front straightaway.
Yes. Here they come. Markle in that slipstream. 5 laps to go. Oh, Smith wheel hopping. Oh, well. Big moment on exit. Oh, the defense.
Yep, puts the block on there as they go into 3.
Oh, he's going to go off.
Too much blocking there. Wasn't looking where he was going. Looking at his rearview mirror rather than his braking point. Missed it completely. And that does that battle.
Yeah, that should secure Markle that position. Now his only thing is, can Jeremiah Stutzman make it, which I believe Stutzman can. He's on, well, it'll be tough, actually. Yeah, Stutzman, I think, has been saving.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to be saving here. He's got, with 4 laps to go. I mean, that's 16 miles, though, so that's going to be very, very tough.
And we're running on 75% fuel capacity as well. That is a lot of fuel. Back up front, Adrian Schumacher takes us into turn number 1. 4 laps to go. I'm sorry, that's turn number 3. 4 laps to go here at Road America, the 4-mile road course up in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Beautiful road course. In the opportunity I had to broadcast last week at Road America with Operation E-Motorsport. Again, you should definitely check out that cause. Last night we also did a production for Road Atlanta for that series. And Schumacher is on it, almost wheel hopping on entry, almost spinning in the center, almost spinning on the exit. He is driving hard every single corner as Doug Soames lets him by. We had the opportunity to talk to, I believe it was the track president of Road America, and I learned I've never been to Road America as much as it's my favorite track in the nation. I need to go at some point. But he said, when you buy a ticket to Road America, it's not for a seat. You can do anything. You can watch the race from any point. You can do anything on the on the circuit. You can go anywhere on the circuit and watch from anywhere. So I think that's a great thing for race fans. You can throughout the race, you can if you can get there fast enough, you can go from one point of the track to the other and watch how the cars go through each part of the track in person.
Yeah, that's very similar to how IndyCar does most of their tickets for their road courses. Once you buy a ticket, you can pretty much roam wherever you like. You don't need a pit pass or anything like that. You can roam the pits. I know this from experience. I attended last year's IndyCar finale at Laguna Seca in California. Took my 4-year-old son. We had a ball. We were able to climb up the mountain all the way up to the corkscrew and watch the race from there. Turned around on the top of the mountain and watched the front half of the racetrack. Andretti, was it the Andretti hairpin? The long straight, the front straight there that bends. Was able to get a good view of that. Then we walked around the pits a little bit, got a few autographs after the race, and got to see Joseph Newgarden celebrate his championship.
Yeah, it's I need to go to a road course. I've never been to a road course race. I've only been to Texas Motor Speedway. I've gone for Cup Truck, Xfinity, and IndyCar races all at Texas Motor Speedway. I need to head out to Coda. Coda's honestly closer to me. I don't know why I haven't, but yeah, I mean, it, back to I mean, again, this is my favorite track. I picked this track to be on the schedule after Detroit fell through, by the way. But just having the opportunity to I didn't ask him questions myself. Having the opportunity to listen to the interview with the track president of Road America just kind of shows me even more of what this track does. And you heard in the intro, 400 events here because this track is open to the public most times, and there's so many racing series, so many little racing series that come here. It really is, Road America. It is for America. You got our racing series. I mean, there's some way, you can get it on at to this track. I mean, 400 events, it seems very, very lenient to me. This is insane.
Yeah, there's only 365 days in the year, so they're pretty much having an event every single day for the most part. So, definitely a lot of chances to get out and see it. It is in Wisconsin. So it's a little bit further north. We do have a corner called Canada Corner. It's right up there. But it's definitely a track that I would like to make it to at least some point in my lifetime. Just to make it up there, just to watch a race, whether it be IndyCar or the Xfinity Series or IMSA or anything like that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to as much. The 2011 Bucyrus 200 was my first race I ever watched from Road America in its entirety, and that race in itself was insane. But I watched the other racing series, and it doesn't matter what racing series is here. I will take the chance to come to Road America and watch it if I can. But we have 2 laps to go for Adrian Schumacher here at Road America. And that being said, I'll pull up the schedule now. Look at the road courses on the schedule because, because I had the opportunity to pick tracks. People think, all 6 of my picks were road courses. And no, they weren't. I wanted road courses on the schedule. I picked 3 of my picks were road courses for the 6. And then I think we have 5. So we have the Auto Club Competition Road Course, which was the season opener. Then here at Road America, then we look down the list and we have Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. That'll be round 16. We go to Charlotte Roval, round 20. And we scroll on down. Looks like it'll be in the playoffs. Will be at Daytona Road Course, round 32. So that is a total of 5 road courses. I'm looking again to see if I missed any. I don't think I did. So, yeah, I did not. I did not fill this schedule of road courses. If anything, the real NASCAR Xfinity Series has 5 road courses, and I think would have been 6. If Watkins Glen was a thing this year. So, I mean, if anything, we're running less than the amount of road course the Xfinity Series has on their schedule.
Yeah, I think 5 is a good one for the 36 race season that these guys are going to be running. They are running quite a few different, tracks, a couple of tracks twice. They're trying to replicate it, what a full season would be for NASCAR competition. And it's going to be a fun ride. Of course, Emerson and myself will be here the whole way, whether, we're in the booth or, next week, if I'm going to be driving, I'll still be able to broadcast from the car, a little bit every once in a while. He'll probably pull me up here just to see what's going on. But
oh yeah, any green flag run where you're not in a battle, maybe.
Yeah, probably. I could probably talk then. But yeah, I love the 1.5-mile tracks, and I tend to be pretty decent at them, I would say. So I'm looking forward to possibly getting out there with these guys and running some laps with them.
Yeah, 1 lap to go here at Road America for Adrian Schumacher. 16 seconds the advantage here. And Jason Miz has come to a complete stop. He's gone around. Oh, this was turn 14. Yeah, the exit of turn 14.
Yeah, trying to get the run off the turn. Maybe got on the gas just a little too quickly and does what we've seen a couple of guys do here. Doesn't hit the tire barrier as hard as some of the other guys, so he's able to keep his hood. But some other guys, done the same thing. Just get in on the power a little too quickly.
Oh, we see right there.
Ooh, our leader. I mean, you think with a
Oh! Oh no!
he's
On the
going
final
around.
lap! This race is not over. Malenko gained 3 seconds from the first mistake. This one, where is Malenko? Malenko is coming up the hill to turn 6. Schumacher just getting out of 7. It is not over as we let the gaps refresh. 9.7 seconds now. Schumacher cannot make another mistake. This win might fall out of his hands.
Yeah, you think with a lead that big, he would take it easy. But I mean, this guy's a racer. He's going to want to turn some fast laps every single lap of the race. It doesn't matter what lap it is. Unfortunately, we see St. Coeur's going off again in turn 1, I believe. But yeah, he's a racer. He wants to turn fast laps every single lap and doesn't want to take it easy. He's being just a racer, a true racer.
And we'll see here. We'll go live into Canada corner. Oh, man. You got to keep the car on the track, bud. To win the race, you must first finish. But talk about a wild final lap. This is a 4-mile track. We've seen him make 2 mistakes with a 16-second lead. Can he make it through the final corner? Yeah. Coming out of turn 14. For the first time this season, Adrian Schumacher is going to win at Road America.
Does some celebratory little S's there to the line. A big win. Very, very much not mistake-free, but still able
on the final
to pull it out.
lap, Devin Smith went around. Malenko finished second. Long ways back, we'll find Devin Smith. Oh, I'm sorry, Seth Berger. But also Devin Smith, who did go off.
Yeah, Seth Berger, did what he could, stayed with these front 2 guys as long as he could for most of the race. Tried a little bit of a different fuel strategy, wasn't able to make it click the way he probably wanted it to, but still commendable 3rd place finish for him today. I'm sure that he will not be too unhappy with that. Max Service is going to come home in 4th.
Yeah, we'll go a little ways back through Canada corner. We'll find Tyler Markle slugging it out with that heartfelt battle with Devin Smith. And you notice he's in 5th. He got around Jeremiah Stutzman, who's probably just saving, trying to make it to the end. You see Stutzman behind him.
I think Stutzman is out of gas.
Oh, no, Stutzman's gone around.
Oh, he's gone around.
Oh, I thought that was Stutzman. No, that was Pratt. So Stutzman on the final lap may lose 6 as Tyler Markle gets that top 5. Not what he wanted, but back-to-back top 5s on road courses for Tyler Markle, and this is a slugfest. Both of these guys have gone off track. Jeremiah Stutzman in 6th, Devin Smith in 7th. Who can keep it on track more? Looks like it'll be Jeremiah Stutzman coming home in P6.
And Stutzman able to make that 2 strategy work. He was down in 10th and 9th for most of the race. Was able to make this two stop strategy work. Brings it home in 6th. Devin Smith 7th.
And Andrew Pratt will be coming home up the hill. It'll be 8th. And yeah, that will be the last of the lead lap cars. We have Jacob Zala coming up the hill and Joshua McClune. And then we will see if we can catch up with Adrian Schumacher on his cool-down lap coming up to the start-finish line. And we'll see what show he'll give us on the front straight. See if he... He's gonna put it in reverse? Huh.
Doing a reverse burnout here, it seems.
There we go. Oh! He found a little hole right there.
trying to escape the track that he just won at. I'm not sure about that one.
All right, let's try to get some post-race interviews going here. Don't go away. We'll set those up. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, race fans, to Road America. We're here for the Outlaw Sim Series post-race show. We're joined by our third-place finisher, driver of the number 77, Mr. Seth Berger. Back-to-back weeks where we're talking a lot about you. You got a lot of fans going in the chat once again, and you put on a pretty clean show at the very least. You know, kept the car on track today. Tell us about your day.
Man, that first run, I was pretty shocked that I was keeping up with the leaders. I was keeping up with them until I overshot one of the turns, and then I just kind of backed back down and just decided to run my race. And then luckily I was able to keep it mostly clean the rest of the race. I didn't have any catastrophic overshoots into any turns. I just kind of went off track a little bit, but I was able to recover from those. I really thought I had a shot at trying to get second place at least with the strategy. I was trying to do just a splash of fuel at the end, but to be honest, I got no clue what happened there. Everyone just was hauling ass, and that pit stop wasn't fast enough, I guess. But I started third and I finished third, so I'm happy with that for my first road course.
Yeah, man, we saw you get a great start there and try to hold on to a third. You were staying with them, like you said. And were you trying to maybe extend it to a two-stop rate or two-stop strategy, or was that in the cards at all?
No, it was not in my cards at all. I was just, running my fuel run all the way to the end, and I was getting 14 laps each time. And then I was trying to do math in my head, but obviously it was wrong at the end. I thought a splash of fuel would try to get me in front of Malenko, but while I was staying out for so long, Adrian caught 20 seconds on me. I have no clue how, because I was running some decent pace, so he must have been running 2 minutes 12 seconds consistently. I can't do anything about that. He was way too fast. Good one from him.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were kind of covering it there. He was running about 6 seconds a lap faster than you. Around a track this big, that's a lot of time to lose. So, unfortunately, it didn't work out your way to get that second place finish. Make that strategy call work. But really good job on the third place. Like you said, you didn't have any incidents except for that maybe that one. Can you explain kind of what happened with that incident?
There were a couple overshots. I don't know. My braking. I just got to work on my braking. That was kind of edgy. I'd be trying to run a fast pace, and then my tires would lock up when I least expected it. So I was just trying to run conservatively the whole time. So that would kind of put me at a little bit of a slower pace than the front two. But Yeah, it was the top three all day pretty much. So I was just trying something at the end there too.
Well, I don't think that you're too disappointed with her place finish. I don't think your fans would be either. Pretty much maximized everything that you could do with the strategy and everything. Congratulations on the third place finish, and look forward to getting you again at Texas.
All right, thank you. Congrats to the Adrian.
All right. Then we are joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 77, or driver to 7, Malenko. A hard fought day. You had the lead a couple times. Of course, the start as well. Actually, first go through the start. That was insane.
Well, in the initial start, we didn't really have a restart box. It would just, go when the green happened, and Adrian wasn't there for the practice, so I kind of knew when the greens were about to happen, so I was able to get a way better restart than him and react to those lights. And he was so much better in 3 seconds of the track that it just never was going to happen. Like, the run that he got through 1 and 3, and then the final corner, I couldn't hold him back.
Right on. So he made a couple mistakes. Was there any way you can maybe try to force him into a couple more mistakes or anything different you could have done where maybe laying back at some points, maybe where you shouldn't, like laying your guard down, or what do you think was what was the case?
If I was able to keep with him when I was with him on that second stint, but I kind of self-spun there, went back another 10 seconds when I was behind him by only like 2 seconds. Is then he did self-spin like 2 more times after that, so I would have, as long as, if I didn't self-spin there, I probably could have got the win, but shit happens. Try my best to win. That's about all I can say.
And then how was it working or competing against Seth? I don't know if you really knew how hard or how much you were competing with him, or really knew where he was compared to y'all. But were you worried about Seth in any way, or was it just you to Adrian?
The only time I was worried about him is when I self-spun, because when I self-spun, I knew party people wasn't like that majorly behind me, but I was able to still come out ahead of him. I didn't know when I self-spun if I was still going to be, in relation to him not pitting it, if I was still going to be ahead of him or not. But after I keep hitting, I was ahead. I didn't really worry about him much of the race.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a great run there for second place, and you kind of hit on all the points of, when the leader was Adrian was making some mistakes. If he would have been a little closer, he could have capitalized. Was there anything you could have done differently on your defense at the beginning of the race? We noticed that you were able to hold him behind you for most of the track. You said he was getting good runs out of a few of the turns, but you made some really good defensive calls. Was it just the tires going away that kind of prevented you from defending more, or can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, when we started out, he was only, when we started on fresh tires, better in 1 and 3, so I was able to just keep my distance out of the final corner. But as the tires wore, he was able to just get on the gas way better than I could out of the final corner. And once he was better out of the final corner, it was kind of set, match done.
All right. Well, I mean, I know that you like the road courses a lot, and this is kind of your bread and butter. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for you today to get the win. But I'm sure second place isn't too, it's not too shabby. So I'm sure you'll accept it, and we'll move on to Texas next week. Wish you the best of luck there.
Or how I like to call it, hell, mile and a half. But thanks for the interview. As always, congratulations to Aiden. It was a good run.
Right on. Congratulations on the second place finish. We'll see you, brother.
Yep, thank you.
All right. And we're joined by our race winner, driver of the 82. I haven't said that number too much in the interviews because this is your first interview on the season, and it is a win. Adrian, how are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Man, oh man. How'd you pull out such a big gap? You made, I think, 2 or 3 mistakes on that final lap and still held on to it. What was going through your mind that final lap?
I was just trying to get the most out of my car. I know, despite me making mistakes, I think Sebastian Vettel would have been proud.
Uh,
Well, just to speak to that final lap, I mean, a lot of people would say with as big of a lead that you did have, 16 seconds, I believe it was, when you took the one to go. Some people would say, to back off, and I made a comment saying, that you're a racer, and racers don't really know, hey, to back off. They want to take the car maxed out, from point to finish. Is that kind of how you felt for that last lap? Just get as much out of the car as you can.
Yeah, just keep on pushing. Not really in my mindset to go slower. And forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. Not in a racer's mindset to go slow at any point. So, take us through the start there. It seemed like you kind of got a really bad start at the beginning, and Malika was able to jump out in front of you there. Can you kind of walk us through what happened?
So I guess he started in first. I started in second,
uh,
and he got the jump, and I didn't want to blow turn one and choke it up for real. But yeah, he got ahead. He was better into entry of the corner, but I was better off. So I kept up with him, and I remember trying to pass him a few times, but I lost my momentum on the straights, but eventually got past him.
Yeah, he said that you were getting really good exits and all that. I mean, could you speak to that? I know you got him. He said you were a lot better out of turn 14 onto the front straightaway there. Could you kind of speak to that when you finally did get around him? Was it just you could notice that his tires were going away, or just you knew that it was time to pounce and get on with your race?
I just knew it was time to pounce because I saw the third place making up time, and I'm like, okay, this guy's kind of holding me up a little bit, so gonna have to pass him and try to build a big enough gap.
Well, that you did. Again, congratulations on the win. Um, just a masterful drive there. Even though you did have a few mistakes, and unfortunately, I believe it was the 48 kind of hit you there for a second. But even with the mistakes, you were able to still pull out a very, very just masterclass win here on Road America. And we wish you the best of luck at Texas next week.
yeah.
Yep, thanks. Probably will be running on the bottom of 30th like I do in every ovals, but yeah, I'll be there.
Well, we didn't catch that until with the 48 on broadcast. What happened from your perspective?
uh, it seems like he got some wheel hop and he just lost it. I mean, I don't really care. I only got like 20 seconds of damage
Uh,
to be repaired, but yeah, I didn't really mind it.
I was gonna say, so you said you're you're back to running at the back like you do on ovals. You say so. I guess are all your resources kind of going into Circuit Gilles Villeneuve round 16 later on in the season? And how's like the rest of your season looking now that you have a win? Like where's your mindset now?
Um, just get the best finishes I can on ovals and go for the win on road courses. I know, pretty basic, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Right on. Well, again, just backing up what Devin said, it was a masterful drive. You were class of the field, fastest lap by 1.4 seconds. The next fastest lap. I mean, you had this field on lock. This was your race to lose. You almost did on that final lap, but you won it, and it was amazing to watch. Congratulations, and best of luck to you the rest of the season.
Yep, thanks.
And that was our race winner, driver of the 82, Adrian Schumacher. And Devin, it's great to see first time winners. And he runs in my F1 league, and he's run towards the back of the pack in my league. But when he got his first points of the season, towards the end of the season, I can't remember what race it was. Maybe Singapore or France, I think. He got one of his first points of the season. That was also just like a great moment. So the first for everything. It's great to see him get those high points when it comes to racing.
Yeah, it is great to see, and any high points from any of these drivers, whether it be a first win, a first top 5, a first or first top 10. Those are they might not seem like that significant to some other people, but to a racer, when you do good at a racetrack and you can really maximize whatever you can get out of it, it really gives you a surge of momentum, a surge of adrenaline. It just propels you to keep racing and keep giving it your all every single race. So, I mean, I know he said that he's not the best when it comes to the ovals, but maybe some of this momentum from a win can help propel him to maybe a better than first anticipated finish that he could get at an oval road or oval course.
Most definitely. Before we go, Adam wanted me to, shout out the points, and I look at them, and I'm like, wow. Listen to this. Tyler Marco, our points leader, of course, is 1 win on the season, 161 points. Second place, Malenko, 161 points.
Wow.
Tie for the points league. Here, listen to third. Devin Smith, 159 points. The top 3 separated by 3 points. That is absolutely wicked. Jeremiah Stutzman, 152. Jason Miz, 150. That is the top 5. Other notables, Max Service is 10th in points with 129 points. Garrett Velzy, 13th in points, 1 win, 107 points. And Adrian Schumacher, 20th in points, 1 win, and 75 points.
Yeah, it just shows that this racing is so tight. Guys are giving it their all. I mean, we have a guy who's won as a points lead, and a guy who's not won but had some very decent finishes every week, just kind of there. And Malenko, and he's right there with the points leader, even though he hasn't won a race yet. And I'm sure he'll get that win eventually. It's just a matter of time. Malenko's too talented of a driver to kind of sit around and not get a win. So I fully expect him to get a win, but the fact that he's able to stay right there with the guys who've had wins is just a testament to the talent that he has.
I mean, I can't disagree. And with that being said, NASCAR racing in the forest never fails to disappoint. And of course, congratulations to our winner, Adrian Schumacher. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday, September 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Outlaw Sim Series Round 5 of 36 at the Legacy version of my home track, the Texas Motor Speedway. This has been Devin Zimmerman and Emerson Arndt on the call tonight. We will see you next time.